Cardinals have had some struggles in terms of some team stats. Obviously, the jump to legend earlier in the season has affected some things. Batting average, we are 29th in the league. We are terrible. No surprise. Runs, middle of the pack at 17, so it's not bad, but it could definitely be better. Hits, 29th. Hopefully we don't finish last. Home runs, middle of the pack at 14, not bad. Couple guys, 3 guys you can see there with 20 or more home runs. I'll take that. Stolen bases were definitely last, just don't steal enough. Though Edman has more than I've ever had with a Cardinal in a long time, 36. I think the most I've ever had probably have to date back to Edgar Renteria or Fernando Vina. And you know that's a long time. Fernando Vina is all-star baseball in Nintendo 64 territory, so that's a long time ago. But pitching has been what has carried us, and it will continue to do so. We'll skip that one. See, errors, best in the league. Highest fielding percentage. ERA, best in the league. Damn near by half a run. Very, very important. And you can see Jordan, sub 2, and a couple of guys, sub 3. Very impressive. Complete games, tied for second. Obviously, Miles has been on a nice little hot run of late. We'll take it. Shutouts, first. Saves, first. Blown saves, tied for 4th. The last couple of games, it's been a little shaky, but when we give the ball to Helsley, all things are fine. Runs allowed, fewest by far. Again, this is one of the reasons why we are as difficult to beat as we are. We may struggle hitting, but man, our pitching is really, really good. Fewest home runs, fewest walks, up there in top 10 in strikeouts. You see we're 7th. Things aren't too bad. Let's take a look at some of the player stats. It won't be too long of a look, but we'll look in here. Some things that probably I've never had happen before. It's really odd to me. So in terms of hits, we won't have anyone reach 120, or sorry, 200, but we will have a couple of people hit 150, I'd imagine. I think Arenado can come up with 15 hits this month, and I also think Edman can too. Home run wise, I don't know if anyone passes Carp, and I don't know what his ceiling is. Is he starting to fall off because of his age? You know how it is with regression. I believe Nolan will definitely get to 25. Newbar getting to 20? We'll see. We'll see. Runs batted in. This will be a first for me. I've never had a team where someone did not drive in 100 runs. This will be a first because I can guarantee you Carp will not drive in 30. Nor will Arenado driving 32. We got about 26 games to go. It's asking a lot. One, they have to play a lot. Two, you have to be super productive. And seeing how we're not hitting the ball well in general, I find that hard to believe. Stolen bases, like I said, Edman easily going to be the leader in that. 36, next closest. 13, he's got more than the rest of the team combined. Average, Donovan. Can we get him to bat over 300? That'll be a fun watch. Arenado's batting 270. Until he was struggling going into the All-Star break, but he seemed to have fixed himself. On the flip side, Goldie was really struggling in the first half. He's better in the second half. That average doesn't reflect that, but he's been really solid for us. Hopefully that continues. OBP, obviously Donovan. But Newbar and Edman. Edman batting second has been a huge help for him. You see his average going up to 240. A nice 1-2 punch before the big bats come up. That's something I hope will continue on MLB 24. We'll have to see about that. From slugging, Carp obviously he's got the most home runs, no surprise. Newbar second, Arenado third, Contreras fourth, Myers fifth, but not as many at bats, and he's kind of tailed off. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. Doubles, Goldie with 30 plus. I'm pretty sure Arenado can get 2. That might be it. Triples, we've got a lot of those. We'll take them. And we'll just kind of leave it there. We don't need to really look at the others. So I guess WAR. Contreras the highest at 3.1. Carp's 2.8. So even though he's batting well enough to be higher, because he's partially DHing a lot, his fielding does not help him out. And lastly, the pitchers. Oh man, some of these guys have been really, really good. You can see our top 4, masterful, all sub 3 ERA. Montgomery sub 2, league leader. Bueno, Miles has been amazing. He's been amazing. His last 4 starts have been just masterful. A no-hitter, 8 innings, 1 hit, 3 hits in 6 shutout innings against the Phillies, and then dominating the Pirates. And this man is just amazing right now. Flaherty starting to cool off. Matz, is what it is. We'll live with it. From a bullpen perspective, that is a little bit of a concern. See, Gallegos, ERA sub 2. ERAs are really good. Trevino, it's been inflated. He started out extremely well. Kind of come back to earth. Had a couple of shaky outings. So hopefully he can get right. We'd love to have him as a reliable middle relief guy. Stratton can fill that role too. Misevich can as well. But I'd like to keep it where Hicks goes in the 7th, guy goes to the 8th, and we find our way to the win and then mix and match whatever we have to do. Helsley, dude has been good. 53 of 55 save attempts, sub 1 ERA, sub 0.7 whip, and a ton of Ks to go with it too. WAR 2.2. Last of the schedule. 26 games to go in our season. Finishing up against the Pirates at home. Then we're going to go on the road for 9. 3 against the Braves. You see we get Mike in one of those starts. Man, before he got hit hard with that injury bug, he was really, really good. I was thinking he was going to be one of those guys, like him, one of those guys. And we'll see what we get when we take on the Braves. We get Cincinnati after. We'll get Hunter, which means we probably get Lodolo too. So 2 of the strikeout leaders in the National League, but playing in a hitter's park. And you've got the Orioles. So we'll see them for 3. A day off. And then an interesting stretch. The Phillies at home as they compete for a wild card spot, as they compete to try to hang with the Braves. Milwaukee for 4, which means you'll probably see Corbin Burns. They are in the wild card hunt. And the Padres. They're just trying to hold on for dear life in the NL West. Potentially, these 3 matchups could all be against wild card teams. It could play out like that. Day off. 3 at Milwaukee. So we really could have a huge impact on Milwaukee being able to make the playoffs and kind of possibly help Montgomery in his Cy Young candidacy if we can get something off of Burns. If we can, we have 2 good outings against Burns and Montgomery looks well, might play to our advantage. And then we end the season at home against the Reds. So likely we clinch the division on the road. The fans won't get to celebrate. I don't think we'll be terrible enough over this 9-game stretch. It matters numbers 5. I'm pretty sure we'll wrap it up before we come back home against the Phillies. If not, I'd be more concerned. But fun schedule. We'll see how the races play out. That said, let's get to some action. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.